Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Today, I thought we would have fun with some permanent markers and coloring on a clear overlay. So I'm starting out here with Couldn't Care Less. It's just a white, sparkly, yeah, just pretty. It was a little bit, it's one I got on D-Stash, and so it was a little bit, it's from 2021. So I think it's still part of the core catalog, but this is an older set of it, and it was kind of sticking to the package, had to kind of work it out, but it's going on great. I would rather have it too sticky than not sticky enough. And you can always, if it's super, super sticky and gummy, I'll just stick it in the freezer. Like if you can't even get it off the backing, I'll stick it in the freezer for a little bit and then just pull them out as I use them. That has worked pretty good. A little bit wanted to stick there. That's going on nice. Love it. Okay. All right, and I didn't need the second strip. My nails were handled it. Okay. And then this one I like to just round it so it fits my ring finger's shape better. And usually I use another strip to kind of copy, but I think that worked pretty well just eyeballing it. Probably better than it does with the using the others as templates, so rolling with it. We've been having lots of fun summer stuff, just lots of busy but fun stuff. So I've been enjoying that. We had my daughter's birthday just barely, and so she did a party at a trampoline park, and it was great. It was a pretty decent price, and it included everything, included everything but the cake, I would say. It came with jump socks for all the kiddos, came with pizza for everyone, sodas. They even, after I made the reservation, they were like, "Here's your invite," and they gave me an invite all filled out with her information, and you could edit it, so I was able to add on there, like, "Here's how to RSVP." They filled it out with the date and time and her name, and I was like, "Sweet." Like, it just made it so easy, and everyone had a blast, so it was good. In previous years, I know I've mentioned this before, but we've rented a water bouncy house for our backyard, which is so fun, but it's so much work too, setting up your yard, doing all the food, decorations, and then it's always like the weather is always like we've always had sunny, warm days, but one of the years it was super windy all morning, so I was just, trying to tape up balloons and decorations and just putting gobs and gobs of tape, trying to get things to stay, and it was just like a pain. And then last year it was kind of one of the first little bit when it was like hot, hot, and so it was just kind of miserable being out there setting up and just so hot for the adults at the party. It's good for the kids in the water, but all right. So I'm gonna color all of these overlays is the plan. We'll see how it goes. So I left the clear plastic on there because that gives it some more stability as you're coloring. And I was thinking of doing a slant tip would be cute. Ooh, or should I do a French? I should have cut that first if I was gonna do a French. We're just gonna do a slant tip. And I was just gonna kind of color rainbow on here. I've got an assortment. They're mostly Sharpie fine point, but there's some other mixed in here, just kind of what I could find. And I kind of wanted more of like a watercolor aquarelle look, not super precise. So you'll see me kind of do that, kind of blend them a little bit. We'll just see how it goes. I've been kind of craving doing like a Lisa Frank style mani. Those have been fun, the ones I've seen around. And I think this overlay would be pretty good for it, but an animal print obviously would be. Let's see what this green, if it comes out more green or more yellow. That comes out. No, that comes out pretty yellow. So let's I grabbed a darker green. This one's a Papermate Flare. Let's try light blue. Anyway, I think this is Eat Your Heart Out that I'm coloring on. Wonder if I don't want the darker blue. So it'll show up a little better. Oh, and I didn't get purple, so it'll be pink, I guess. Actually, I think I might have a purple one here in my drawer. I do. It's a Sharpie, like a little keychain one, but that'll work. I think I do want purple on there. Anyway, I don't have any clear overlay animal print, so I thought about doing Lisa Frank and said, I need to get me some of those. So, but this one would go well with it. Let's see. Should have colored a little deeper, maybe, but yeah, I wasn't really sure how this was going to turn out on here, if it was going to be kind of faded or, but look, it's pretty bright. Okay, on this other side, I'm going to color deeper and try to do more condensed, if that makes sense. So you get more of the, you got all the rainbow colors on there, so maybe it was okay. It looked like it wasn't going to be. I should invent something that holds these down. I'm sure there's a good idea for it, but. Mhm. Once we did that, and then our anniversary is also the day before her birthday, and we got to go on a date. We just did Lagoon with our season passes and rode some of the big coasters that we haven't gotten to do yet today, and it was just so fun. I don't know if you have kids, you kind of get to, this marker's not working the best. You kind of get to a point where you're just like, I just need to leave my kids. And so we were just kind of like, we did all the things, not all the things, but a lot of things that are hard to do with kids around. Like we walked into, checked all the gift shops because if you go in there with kids, they're asking for everything. And we went into they got a new ice cream shop that you just new this year, built it. And they got ice cream, and you can do those things with kids. They're just more fun without them. So we did those, and then we tried a restaurant a bit south of here, and it's kind of more of a special occasion type thing. It's like it's such a unique, so you don't go in, there's not a menu, you don't go in and order. They have kind of a master chef, and you kind of tell him, do you want seafood or do you want meat? And then he kind of just goes with what's in season and kind of your vibe and just make something. And it was delicious. And it's such a, it's an interesting place. Like you're going into and you're like, I don't know what to expect. Like it's just he's doing his passion, right? And he's incredibly talented, the chef, and it was so good. It was so fun to go try that. Okay, and then I wanted to do, let's see, let's put our couldn't carrot on. And we're gonna try to stretch it a little bit because these are my wider nails. I gotta keep an eye on the time. How are we doing on time? Okay, I think we'll finish. I have something coming up at 1, and I was like, oh my gosh, how'd it get so late? I'm just squeezing and doing my nails on nap time. That doesn't make it the most convenient time to do it. But you do what you gotta do. My little guy took kind of an earlier nap today, so I was like, okay, we're doing nails right now. That seemed to fit okay. And then on my daughter's actual birthday, I'm kinda like, "Does she wanna go do something?" The last one we decided to just hang out at home, and she just got to play, and she had fun. I ordered her a little stuffed plushy unicorn that it has, like, a zipper in its belly, so it can have babies, and it came with 4, I think, little unicorn babies. Oops, I took the plastic off. And I asked her the day before, "Do you want a surprise, or do you wanna go to the store and pick something?" Because I hadn't picked her a gift. It's just been I've been slacking, right? And I'm kinda going for a messy look with this. I'm not, like, coloring in the lines. Hopefully, the heart shows up enough that it doesn't just look like a blob. Anyway, and she said she wanted a surprise, so I ordered it and made sure it would come on her birthday. My husband's like, "Don't you need to get it in time so you can wrap it?" I'm like, "No, I think it'll be fun that she can anticipate getting a package all day," and sure enough, she anticipated it all day, and then it came just a little bit before bedtime, and so it's fun to get a package, right, and anticipate that, so she's a little older, she'd be like, "Mom, you didn't plan ahead at all." But I think she thought it was fun. I also forgot to round it for my nail, so I guess I'll just do it on the nail. Ooh, should I do it? No, I'm gonna do it this way because we already have the tips. Oh gosh, that's cute. I like how that turned out. This is such a fun overlay, and I haven't used it yet. I've loved it for a long time. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And then it was also our church summer party, and it was so fun. They did such a good job with it. They rented some bouncy houses so the kids had something to do, and then they had some Amish donuts and ice cream, and then people could make Estes rockets. And so that was kind of the first part of the party, and then they had tacos and quesadillas for dinner towards the end of it, and it was just so fun. It was good socializing, and that was super fun for my daughter's birthday. She loved it. It's like, "You got bouncy houses for your birthday anyway," even though the trampoline park had some bouncy houses too, but she got some on her actual birthday too, and we went up and got everyone to sing to her, and she loved it. It helps too that the weather so we hit 100 this last week, and then we went within 2 days to a high of, like, in the low 70s, and it's been amazing. Today's the last day of 76, and then we'll be back up to, like, mid-80s again tomorrow. So that was just, oh, man, such a treat, and to have at night, you go outside and it's just cool. Ugh, I love it. Felt so good, especially after having all that heat. We even had a day where the high was, like, 68. It's crazy, and I think it rained a little bit overnight, but I was asleep, so yeah, that's been amazing. Okay, let's see if I can remember to keep the plastic on the front this time. I did forget to cut it around. I think it's fine though. And if I wanted it to mirror, let's see, red is towards my thumb. Okay, so we'll start here and see if that mirrors. If not, it's not that big of a deal. I have a hard time, so with Color Street, the way the strips are, this is one thing that I don't like is that it's hard to make them mirror. So like you'll do your thumbs and they'll just be matching. So like the design will be here and the design will be here. And I want it to be, mirroring each other. That would be my preferred. It's not that big of a deal. It's only something that bothers me. This green is not really doing much there a little bit. And then the purple. And then we've been working on the yard. So much is going on right now. And this just kinda like it kinda the timing just kinda worked out. We had rough plans to do some changes in our yard. Let's see if the mirroring matches. Nope, it doesn't. I struggle with that so much. You know, we had plans. We have like a design for our yard that we're planning on doing in bits and pieces because landscaping is so expensive and so much work. But so this portion just kind of worked out. We're doing a they took out a bunch of stuff on the side of the house, and it was just kind of a side of the yard that was just kind of gross, like a lot of weeds, and I don't know what had been there before. Anyway, so they ripped all that out and put in a patio over there, and then we're gonna do sunsail hooks and hammock hooks. So it'll just make it like a nice hangout area. And then we're doing a gate. There wasn't ever a gate on that side. So if, we have people over for a barbecue or something, they can just come through that way. I'm excited about the gate. That's gonna be nice. And it's gonna add some more like garden space. Anyway, so that they've ripped everything out and they poured the concrete on Saturday. And so we had some friends. This was planned a while ago, but we had some friends over Sunday night for dinner. My husband has a pizza oven, and so we did pizzas, and I was like, "Let's eat outside," because the concrete I mean, you still have to be a little bit careful with it, but, like, you can walk on it, and we didn't sit on it, we stayed kind of on the little concrete pad that was already there. But like I said, gorgeous weather, and it was fun to just get a little taste out there. Our yard's still just a mess, obviously, because that's under construction, and we honestly have been kind of slackers taking care of it this year, so but it was nice to be outside. Mhm. That's probably enough. And then tonight, we're going to see Weird Al in concert, which is what I got my husband for Christmas because he's loved Weird Al since he was like a teenager. So I'm not totally sure what to expect, but it should be interesting. It should be fun. Like seems like a fun entertainer. So okay, there we are so far. Just the thumbs left. How are we doing on time? Okay. Oh, cool. I'm way good. Good, good. And we're leaving the kids, so that's just always a good time. I love my children, but I love them more after I've had a little bit of a break. Definitely we went through the like, oh, this is just nice. It's summer and I don't have to get up at a certain time to get kids to school, and this is just great. And the kids are just happy to see each other and playing together nice too. We've kind of hit a little bit more of a wall, but I think we've done enough busy stuff this last over the weekend and stuff. They've been playing together nice this morning, but we're kind of like, okay, I kind of need to take them out and do some stuff. Have at least a little bit of a routine, or at least something out of the house to give a little bit of structure to the day. I don't know if it's routine, but just some structure. Yeah, we're still enjoying summer. We've been having fun figuring out the food situation because obviously we go through a lot more food with the kids here all the time. And so the first week we just like plowed through the food. And so the next week they do a lot of the schools here have free school lunch for kids. So the next week I was like, "Oh man, that was a lot of food. I better make sure we go to school lunch more where possible." And so we did that, but then my husband was also he's the one who does all the shopping and stuff for food. He also stocked us up good on food, so we've kind of had like an oversupply of food now because we were making sure we were out of the house for those meals. Anyway, we're figuring out a balance. Mm. And then for this last one, I was thinking of just coloring some of the hearts. Let's see, I guess we'll cut it with the plastic on. We'll kind of flatten that in. And getting a system down. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of randomly color in some of the hearts. Let's see. Trying to debate which ones would look nice. So maybe this one. Yeah, I don't know. Just see what happens. I'm not worrying about coloring the other end because obviously that's just going to come off. And kind of a messy coloring, not perfect. Like kind of seeing those lines kind of goes with the eat your heart out because it's kind of, just the hand drawn kind of messy look for hearts, which I think is so cute. Yeah, let's just see how this looks. Was just a little piece sticking on there. How cute. I might need to get me more of this overlay. So cute. Look at that. Okay, so I would say probably I should color that middle heart in the next one. Okay. Sometimes have a hard time envisioning how it's gonna look once I place it. One of my first, not first, I don't know, first more adultish artistic hobbies is painting. And painting's nice because you can kind of change things as you go. Let's see. It's like as you're laying down the paint, you can go, okay, let me add more of this color or whatever. So that works well for my style. These ones, since they're already a little bit dry, there's less changing them as you go. I'm not gonna worry about the green. I feel like you can't even really see it, so let's see. Purple. Okay, let's see how this one comes out. Now I'll probably think there's not enough down low. on the nail. Let's see. I could always color on top too. Then I would probably want to top it with clear as day. So I'm not sure how the Sharpie would do with just top coat on it. Those are fun. Want to add any more? I guess I can decide it later, but okay, that's an extra couldn't care less. That's all so there you go. There's the completed. So yeah, you can color anything you want on the back of these and just have fun with it. And these are just random markers that I've had around forever. I'll clean these up after. Obviously, my edges are gross right now, but thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time.